Hey everybody, I hope that you are doing well and staying healthy and sane. I've seen so many posts on my feed about parents freaking out about having to do the homeschool thing now and being home more with their kids. So I just wanted to share some tips from my teacher heart that I hope help some of you guys and that what we are doing at my house too. Even though this is technically our spring break, so it wasn't like a big weird, oh gosh, now we have the kids home. But I know for many of us, we are going to have them home for an extra couple of weeks. So I just wanted to share some tips that I feel would be really, really beneficial for everybody, especially if you're not used to being the teacher at home and the mom or the dad and all the other things that you now have to do. So the first thing I want to share with you guys, and I think this is incredibly important to remember, especially even for my teacher friends who are going to be assigning work that the kids are now having to do at home, there's a certain amount of time, of academic time, that I feel personally is appropriate for kids based on their different grade levels. So if your kids are in elementary school, no more than 1 to 2 hours of schoolwork a day, max. We have lots of learning time at school, but we also have lots of break time at school too, between lunch and specials and just moving around the classroom. So elementary school, 1 to 2 hours. I would say middle school, 2 to 3 hours, and high school, 3 to 4 hours. And honestly, they should be able to get all of their work done in that amount of time. So don't sit and force your kids to be at a table or somewhere in their room for that long trying to get all of that work done. Take breaks throughout the day. Make it fun. So that was another tip that I wanted to share with you guys is change up the space. Kids are used to sitting in a desk all day long. So at home, we think they must sit at the table and do it here at the table, but they're not used to doing their learning at home, just like you're not used to being the one who's helping them do their learning. So change up the space if that helps you guys feel more comfortable in doing schoolwork. So take your schoolwork outside onto a blanket, or create a blanket for inside your house, or just sit on the couch. I know for some kids, they love to walk around while they do it. So if you have a clipboard or a book that they can write on and let them walk around for a little bit. We as teachers know in the classroom when we can tell a student needs a break. And at home, if you're not used to seeing those things with their academic work, just allow students and your kids the space to move around, do their learning in different places. It's okay if they lay on the floor on their bellies and do their work. We do that stuff in the classroom all the time. So allow different space opportunities to do the work. Another thing that I really, really, really encourage you to do is create a schedule with your kids. And I've seen so many schedules posted on my Instagram that I follow, and I just die laughing, oh, please teach me how your children are that structured. I'm a very structured person. Our life does not work like that. It is a very much here's the general guideline, and then we also go with the flow because kids are kids, right? So when I say create a schedule, do not try to say from 10 to 11, we're doing this, and 11 to 12, we're doing this. If that works for your family, by all means, do that. But I know for most families, that's probably just not actually realistic. So I don't want you to feel like a failure parent that you can't get this color-coded schedule from your paper into real life. What I suggest doing is creating a go-with-the-flow type of schedule. We'll do schoolwork for 1 to 2 hours and decide where those are going to fit in. Okay, we'll do breakfast in 30 minutes here. Where is here? Sometime between lunch, right? 30 minutes between breakfast and lunch, somewhere in there. Set a time for me. I know it's so easy to let a kid watch a show and then he asks, can I watch the next one? Sure, you can watch the next one. And then you ask, can I watch the next one? And before I know it, he's watched a full hour. And we could have, played a board game together and worked on our counting or our numbers, like how to write them, or letter sounds, or all sorts of different things. But I just got sucked into it. Oh, he's being quiet. I'm getting the kitchen clean, or I'm doing this, or I'm doing that. I encourage you to set a time for how much you want your kids to watch TV and stick to it for you and them. I know for Ethan, if he watches a lot of television, he acts like a crazy fool. So we already limit our TV time. So if you're not used to having them home all day long, I really do suggest putting a time limit on that. You decide where it fits in your day, and then build in reading time. I do this with my boys, and yeah, Owen's only 8. Actually, he is just now 18 months. 18 months. That's crazy. We do reading time. They'll sit in their rooms and read for 30 minutes. And I'm not in the, close the door, here's your stack of books. they have their comfy little chairs, they get their stack of books, and Owen just babbles and flips through all the pages and throws it and on to the next one, and Ethan's doing the same thing, or I'm reading to them. So set some reading time or set some game time. So when I say create a schedule, put some things that you would like to get done in your day, and there could be chore time on there or free play time on there, and just give it some time limits. Not like from 10 to 11, 11 to 12, unless you need that for your family. But I do want to encourage you, it's okay to go with the flow, and you're not a failure parent if you don't have that color-coded chart and you're not sticking to it, because that's just real life sometimes. It's not going to happen. And the last thing I really encourage you to do is to get your kids to help you create a reward system, especially if they are having to do schoolwork. What is it that they want to work towards? We do this in the classroom as teachers. So this isn't like you're bribing your kids to do what they should do. In the classroom as teachers, we have reward systems built in all the time for when we see positive behavior, when we see them getting their work completed, when we see them working together as a team. So it's okay to do that in your home too. I encourage you to do that in your home, because these next couple of weeks are going to be a lot easier if you do this. And get your kids involved, even kindergarten age, even 3, 4. They know the things that they like. They know the things that they would be willing to work towards. They'll throw out some crazy things. So obviously you are the adult. You get to decide the ultimate yes or no on those reward systems and how they will earn them, because I'll guarantee kids will be like, oh, if I read for 15 minutes, I can play my video game for 2 hours. Not quite, but get them involved in the conversation. Don't create a beautiful chart and put it on the fridge and expect them to buy in. You get kids buy-in when they help you create the chart or the rules or whatever it is. So create a reward system. So if we get all of our chores done, or if you get all of your schoolwork done for the morning half, here's your reward by lunchtime. All your schoolwork done for the afternoon half, here's your reward before bedtime. I really encourage you to reward them as often as possible for that positive behavior, because the more you do that, we're the same way, guys. Think about when you're at your job and your boss notices something you're doing really well, you're like, oh, I could do that again, right? Kids are the exact same way. So when you reward them for that positive behavior, they're more likely to do it again and again and again. So those are my tips I have for you now. If I think of other things as I'm seeing people's Instagram and Facebook posts, I'll share with you. But time limits, 1 to 2 hours for elementary school, 2 to 3 hours for middle school, 3 to 4 hours for high school. Don't overwork your kids. The next tip is find a fun space to do the learning. It doesn't have to be sitting at the table in the chair like you think we had to do learning. Most classrooms aren't set up that way anymore. Do create some type of schedule. Kids and all humans thrive off of routine to some degree. So create a schedule of what do we want to get done in the day and put some time around that. Not from 10 to 11, but we will do schoolwork for 1 hour, and then decide where that fits in best in your day, and then create a reward system and get your kids to help you do that. So those are my tips for you. Guys, we will get through this. We will get through this crazy season that the world just threw at us unexpectedly. So if you have any questions or would like some more clarification on what I said, feel free to comment below or message me privately. But I'm excited to see you guys spend some more time with, I'm excited to spend some more time with my kids and just make learning fun at home and realize that we can do this too. So I hope you guys have a good rest of I think it's Wednesday. This is also going to be crazy. How will we know what day it is? We don't have church to mark off Sundays, but anyways, I think it's Wednesday. Whatever day it is, have a good afternoon, rest of your day.